This is f***ing annoying. I don't know why you people are watching this shit anymore. The point has been made. You've seen all you need to see. Move on.
Alright guys, welcome back and it's time to go balls deep. And guys, honestly some of you can be so mean because in the comments you keep saying stop making memes, stop talking like your own personality, I don't like your videos anymore, go back to the old anime balls deep. And I just want to say fuck off. It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G. Snoop Dogg. Seriously, without your support, without you guys enjoying my videos, I wouldn't be making the videos anymore if I don't have fun with this. I need to make memes because I love memes, right? I like to be myself and make jokes. So if you honestly if you're starting to feel as though I keep interrupting the videos, I'm not, you know, I'm still being the same guy, I'm still giving the balls deep information as usual, but if you don't want to support the channel anymore, then you know, unfortunately this is the way how things are going to be for the time being. This is how a YouTuber develops, and over time you change. So yeah, I hope you keep supporting this channel because without you guys we are nothing, and I hope you do smash that like button right now. Yeah, I'm kind of telling you to do it right now, but yeah, I'm sorry man, I'm sorry. So the episode begins with the bird shit eater dude saying to Boruto that you're a dreamer and I am as well. Just look how far I went to get the curse mark and make it into a weapon. I faked a whole mission, you know, killed a few people, and now I'm touching Jugo's crotch to prove my point, fam. I mean, from the very start, we all had those kind of vibes from this creep. You know, he's worse than Orochimaru. Orochimaru would never sexually assault my boy Jugo.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
On top of that, we all have to admit that this scientist bird dude is smart as hell. Are we meant to believe my man perfected the Jugo curse mark in one day and implanted it into himself and, you know, it just works fine? This makes him as smart, if not smarter, than Orochimaru. Because if you can remember correctly, Orochimaru took years of research on the curse mark and every other jutsu he ever created. I think Orochimaru said for every new jutsu he creates, he experiments on at least 50 to 100 people to perfect it and see how it turns out. Watch my 10 things you didn't know about Orochimaru video to learn more about him, but I think it was around that number. But here comes along this dude, right, this bird shit eater dude with his newfound intelligence, and he extracts Jugo's curse mark to implant it into himself to become an absolute beast within one day. How? How, Sway? How? No, I'm joking. So as all shonen villains do, the scientist is evil and does what the typical trope is, and he shows the main heroes his grand evil plan and what he tends to do and how, basically telling them how to stop him.
Of course!
Suigetsu cannot do anything because he got caught off guard and electricity is his weakness against his water body, so being electrocuted twice has made him incapacitated. You know, that kind of makes some sense to me. What I want to hopefully see is Boruto's pure eye or curse mark coming active to help him in some sort of way, but you know, that is wishful thinking and I doubt it's gonna happen. Wishes don't come true in this game jutsu that we're living, fam. So most of us already knew as a community that the bird eater was a villain. We knew this. We had bad vibes, so him acting like this in this episode, being crazy about his experiment, basically like a mad scientist, is typical and consistent. However, I do feel as though this episode was average and it was not as entertaining as it could be. One of the reasons I say this is because we essentially we watched a Pokemon battle in Naruto universe for most of the episode. The Pokemon battle is quite intense between the curse mark third evolution and new Karin Sarada facing the other girl version of it, right? So the choreography in the fights, you know, it just isn't that great. There's hardly any strategy the way it's displayed to us. We know what's gonna happen, it's predictable. It genuinely feels like a Pokemon battle. You know when you play Pokemon, right, and you get one turn and then your opponent gets their turn to do an attack and it's back and forth like an RPG, right? Didn't any of you get those vibes from this episode? Because I certainly did straight away. It didn't even end there, because Sumire needed to evolve New, so she took Rare Candy aka Chakra from her friends to make New withstand the curse mark boy, and he uses Headbutt to win the fight. I mean, both these curse mark villains are typical fodder trash, throwaway characters that we won't remember, unredeemable, unrememberable, evil personalities where their evilness and arrogance is their actual downfall, and then they lose and die and we forget about them. They're absolute trash, forget about them, blah 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 blah. I mean, why didn't this curse mark boy, who is so powerful, just kill them from the start? It's because he's bored, right?
Of course!
Sumire herself is a nice character, and I like the character development Team 15 is getting. Don't get me wrong, everyone. The writing has become more consistent, that's for sure. I like Sumire's character. I actually care about her. Boruto as an anime is definitely getting better, but there's just like this missing oomph, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like maybe you guys can help me with this one on why in the comments. Was it the Pokemon thing I said, or the typical villain shit? Another thing everyone is raving on about is Sarada and Karin's fight. People are thinking Karin got nerfed, Sarada got nerfed with the plot. Oh my god, I'm angry. Now this is something I've mentioned and talked about quite a few times. This is the problem Boruto will always have, it seems. I think this might be because they have to juggle so many old gen characters and chime them into the story whilst making it intense and sense for the new gen to develop their characters. The new gen doesn't have their powers yet, or the same ideology and experience as the old gen. So this only comes through experience in itself. You only can get, you know how the paradox with getting a job, you can only get a job if you have experience, but you can't get experience because you don't have the job, you know what I mean? So this is what causes the problems, because the villains need to be scaled down or they're scaled up accordingly, and the old gen characters need to make the old gen characters stand out more. On top of that, the writers need to remember every single tidbit of information about every character, which I'm guessing they don't sometimes. For example, my only gripe I'd say is Karin saying she is running out of chakra, because as an Uzumaki we know she has more than the average ninja. On top of that, her childhood specifically states she used to have constant bite marks on her body multiple times a day. She even helped Sasuke multiple times. So when Sarada bites her and she says she has lost almost all of her chakra against a 12-year-old curse mark girl, right, you know, just Pokemon, it's hard for us to believe. But as I said, we have to throw most of this logic out of the window when watching the anime, because they use this writing as an excuse to create the Karin and Sarada fan service moment. It honestly depends on how you view things. What stance are you taking? Is the Karin and Sarada moment worth the payoff? Sarada is one of my favorite characters, so Karin, referring back to the moment of Sakura saving the day, is sweet. I love the bond that they have and how Karin is portrayed as an adult. I personally didn't feel upset or angry at anything. Now I don't know why people hated on this episode so much. Everything was fine and average and consistent. Karin even uses the ceiling chains for God's sake, and that's fan service moments right there. On top of that, we see Sarada having Sharingan with Sakura's strength, and she explodes the stupid Pokemon girl into oblivion with one punch. She becomes the new One Punch Man Saitama right here. So Sarada is going to be an absolute beast and unique Uchiha in the future that I'm looking forward to. Overall, the bird shit eater dude put the curse mark in Jugo and is waiting for him to transform. Konohamaru is Foderamu as always, right, waiting behind the tree, and he meets up with Mitsuki. I really do hope Konohamaru gets his moment in this episode again. Now let's see what people have to say on Twitter. On my Twitter, as usual, I asked how was Boruto episode 102. Surprisingly, 31% said very good. Now that is very shocking to me because, you know, as I said, I thought it was an average episode of Boruto. It wasn't that amazing, you know, it's a bit cliche, nothing really surprising. 42% said good. Now this is a drastic change because people are starting to realize Boruto, this arc is consistent. This was the problem that I keep mentioning. El Diaz says, there was a point where I wondered how Team 7 would come competent ninjas, but their development has come through this episode like this. Sarada and Karin moments were nice and needed. Won't even comment on Konohamaru, the Foderamu standing behind the tree. I 100% agree with that statement. Matthew says, the episode was good, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed earlier in the arc when Sarada wasn't bonding with Jugo like Sasuke, but after her interaction with Karin, I think I prefer that relationship more. I think this is what I mean. This is what I said in the review. The fan service moments, the writing right there, people are getting happy because they are pleasing the fans, the law, the respect, blah 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 blah. Jonathan Johnson says, so the bird eating poop man is making a bootleg of a bootleg that Jugo's absorbing natural energy. I wonder if Orochimaru is gonna hear about this and come for his copyright claims. My G, take that like button. Oh, it's so true though. Like that's what I pointed out in the review. It doesn't make sense how this guy, yeah, he experimented on Jugo's class mark in like 1 day, and he became so OP. Seiji says, poor Karin, she is basically an Uzumaki, wields tons of chakra, then some years later her chakra decreased significantly enough for a kid to absorb it all with low levels of chakra. Just 1v1 solo that freaking Pokemon. That's what I'm trying to say, mate. That's what I'm trying to say. Everyone's saying that and we all agree. Hey guys, thanks for joining me in this video. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Make sure to comment below what your opinion is, if you agree with me or not, and subscribe, and see you guys. Bye 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 bye.